Hey guys, we are live now, and thank you guys for being here. And today is a very special day, personally, because uh, it's the first time I'm having here the one and the only Kiltro himself, Marco.
Mhm.
How you doing, brother?
How you doing, man? Very good, very good. Thanks you for the invite, man.
Oh no, thank you. I mean, I like I said, I appreciate your time, and thank you so much for being here. This is like I'm a I'm a fan. So I'm gonna try not to be a fanboy of Marcos ZAROR today. In the next 45, 50 minutes. I'm gonna do my
Cool.
best. But yeah, I mean, you've been having a great year so far, right?
Yeah, man. Well, it's been amazing. I'm so happy, after the John Wick success and being part of that. It was just amazing, man. And I'm so happy that the fans, were able to see it and to understand because it was just mind blowing, right? Like the movie is just is amazing. It's like it took the action to another level. So being part of that was just amazing. I'm so happy for all the people that work on that movie. You know, Keanu, Chad, the producers that they invested and they believe in this thing from day one, and they did this first John Wick, and now it turned into be this amazing franchise, and it was very ambitious to do the number four because they went bigger, and there's always like in movies you never know, you never know. It's like, but the movie is just amazing, and it was when I saw it the first time, I was like mind blowing.
I've seen it. I've seen it three times already. I'm planning on going for round four, very soon. I want to watch it one more time before it leaves the theater. And I pre-ordered already an exclusive, but the exclusive is not coming out until November, like the one I pre-ordered. Uh,
Oh,
but I know May 20 something, the regular.
and it's gonna have some like special features. Like what type of special feature do you know what special features gonna have?
The one I pre-ordered,
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna have the map in France. It's gonna have the map. It's gonna have cards. I think like character poster, like the character posters, like 8 by 10 or something like that. It's gonna have like six of those. The map, what it tells you, like in the movie, with um, X and all these things. And I forgot what else. But the one I pre-ordered is the Walmart exclusive. That,
No, that's cool.
yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna get it in November. That's when it comes out.
That's awesome, man.
But hey, I'll wait. I'll wait. And
Yeah.
I plan to do an unboxing video. I like to do unboxing videos in my channel, so uh, I'm already looking forward to that. But yeah, it's gonna be still have to wait. But so yeah, I mean, like I said at the beginning, Kiltro was your very first movie, right? That was your first one ever?
Yeah, well, not really. Like my first movie was Chinango. It's a
Oh,
movie that I did in Mexico where I'm the lead, but that movie was not theatrical release. It was just direct to video, very small budget. Uh,
uh-huh.
and before that, I did some video home movies in Mexico where I didn't do martial arts, just like narco movies and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Uh, but my first official martial arts movie that was released on the theater was Kiltro,
Uh,
the one that I was involved from the beginning. Yes, that one. Yeah, man. And then Chinango, it was pretty cool because it was my first time to explore martial arts in a movie without knowing anything about how you should do it.
uh-huh.
Kiltro, I did it after working on the rundown with The Rock and learning from Andy Chain. Like so first I did that movie,
Mhm.
and I was doubling for The Rock, and then I was kind of learning how like the privies and how they shoot the action and all that logistics. So then I grabbed all that and I apply it in Kiltro in a low budget way, but try to mimic all the dynamic and the essence of how to prepare a fight scene. So when I did Chinango, it was pure instinct. I didn't know how to shoot it. I didn't know. I just kind of knew, okay, this angle is better, this kick looks better, but I've never done it. It was just experimental, you know.
Do you know? Do you know if Chinango is like out there, like people can buy it and stuff? Because I never heard about that one. Do you know if it's available for sale, like, or?
It should be. It should be. Yeah. It should be. I've seen it. I think in Amazon, or it's in some territories. Like yeah, like I saw some different video DVD covers, and it's like they cut my head and they put a different body, like this type of covers. So bad, but it's so bad that it's good. You know, it's like a classic cult. You know.
And then probably like a few, no, not a few, maybe several days ago, or maybe a week ago, you put on your Instagram stories some scenes, and there was one that I didn't recognize, and I asked you on the comments, I'm like, what movie is this from? And you said it was from Sultan, but I never heard about Sultan either.
Well, Sultan was a movie that I did in Bollywood, like in India with Salman Khan. He's a big star in the Bollywood movies, right? And I had just a small role at the end. I'm like the main fighter that he fights in this big tournament. So I have a big fight scene with him at the end of the movie. So that scenes were from that fight scene, and the movie is beautiful, man. That movie is amazing, beautiful movie.
Yeah.
Yes, and you know the Bollywood style, so everybody's dancing in the middle of the movie, and suddenly. But you know what? What that was like when I saw it, I was shocked because you're watching these movies and very deep stories, like touching stories, and then suddenly they start dancing, and then you're like, okay, and then they dance, whatever, but then you just entertain, and then go back to the drama, and then you connect again. So it's like they're, at least in this movie that I saw, I think it worked perfectly because the story is deep, man. The story, it's like very strong. It's like, you know, but then they're singing in the movie. It's very interesting. A lot of talented people, man. Amazing talented people. Like Salman Khan is just like, you know, very talented guy. To be honest, very likable. You know, it's like, well, no wonder why he's such a big star over there. You know.
I have seen a few movies like from Bollywood. Yeah, I haven't seen many, but I do know like they do a lot of dancing and singing.
Yeah. It's fun.
Which one? So yes, but my very first Marco ZAROR movie that was like the very first time that actually it made me, you know, ask myself, who's this guy? I'm gonna have to look him up because I don't know. I never seen this guy. I want to know who's this guy. So I'm gonna give you and the audience a little clue of what I'm talking about without saying about the title of the movie. All right. So I'm gonna be a Marco ZAROR fanboy just for a minute. So just bear with me. This is gonna be it. Okay. No more. You know, when I was in the hall, I remember hearing great stories about Woody Boyka, king of prison fire.
Yes.
And I thought, he must be
muy peligroso.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But then he was an American boxer. They said Boyka is a wounded horse. He's the champion
of the toilet.
I'm champion of the toilets.
Yeah.
Because they're making me want to kick the fucking shit out of you. It's okay, muñeco. Para morir así.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, man. Yeah.
What's the other part? And don't forget to spend some quality time with your American boyfriend. I love that's the first time. That's the first
Wow.
time I saw you in that movie as Raúl Quiñones, uh, Dolor, and I was like, who's this guy? I want to have to look him up. And so that's how I met you. I mean, the first time in this movie as not as the villain, but as the antagonist. Because I think Raúl Quiñones was just an antagonist.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's I think he's a kind of an interesting character because what was the deal of him reading Raúl what, no, Miguel Garcia
Well,
Marquez?
yeah, there was, they didn't tell you much on the script, but I needed to come up with a kind of backstory about all that. And I remember like actually I had a little flower when I'm eating in the table, remember? So my whole thing was that I had this girl that I felt in love, and we had this passionate love, and
Mhm.
and she was, they killed her. So I kind of went cuckoo with that, and then all this is kind of a way to connect with her energy,
Okay.
so to kind of connect with that moment where we're like together and stuff like that. And from there, but if we don't explain that, then it came across very freaky, right? Very weird. So for me, when I'm talking to everybody, it's like, like I had this seduction thing going on, but because they're old men,
Mhm.
the guy wants to kiss you or beat you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that it kind of gave this little layer to the character. It was pretty fun, to
Yeah.
actually add it in the fight, in the choreography, and in the movie, and it came out pretty cool. I'm really happy with that character, and it was fun, man. It was fun.
Yeah, no, I love that movie. I'm between two and three as my favorite, and both are by Isaac Florentine. So I like him as a director.
Yeah, yeah, it was amazing to work with him. The way he shoots fights is amazing. He's a martial artist. He's an amazing martial artist, and he's so passionate. So he's very detailed of the angles. Okay, this kick looks perfectly from this angle, not from this one. So he makes sure, when you get a choreography. Of course, Lornell did the choreography. Old friend of mine. We used to train at the LA Valley College together. Amazing fight coordinator. Now he's directing and stuff. Like, he kind of put together the choreography. But then you have Isaac, where he's able to know exactly from where to shoot it to show this beautiful kind of dance. And
Mhm.
it's amazing. I really love that fight, how it came out. And of course, the undisputed franchise, pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. I only own the first. No, I don't have the first yet. I only have the two and three. I think I bought four. Maybe I have four. I'm gonna buy the first one, even though it's kind of a separate, right? This is not. It's
Yeah.
not boxing. Yeah, that's like the. I don't know if it's a prequel, but it's like kind of connected, loosely connected with George Chambers, Mr. Chambers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So there is something very memorable for me about that movie. Not only Raúl Quiñones Dolor, I like his Dolor nickname, but the training montage, man. I want to know where did you get that footwork? This or juego de pies, like we say in Spanish, like the footwork. Dude, I can rewind it and rewind it again. It's unbelievable, dude. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I got inspired by JJ Perry. JJ Perry, it's an amazing martial art, and is one of the founders of the 8711 stunt team.
mhm,
And I remember when I just got to LA, and I trained at Ken's Karate School, in Sunset Boulevard.
mhm,
Uh, and the master showed me there a video. Oh, I have a friend that he's doing stunts and he's doing action movies. And then he showed me the demo, all demo reel of JJ Perry. You should try to find that and put it in your page because it's epic. And he's doing this footwork, and he's doing these close-ups of the foot, like, and I was shocked, man. I was like, wow, I need to learn this, and I just practice it, and you know. And then when I, of course, had and did the Undisputed,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I put it out, I put it there, and it came to be like a signature thing of my character.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, and it's, yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. It's very dynamic, you know, and you can play and you can put some dancing, and it's,
Oh yeah, yeah, you did the
very,
dance.
yeah, it was very good for the character, you know, the way that I was approaching the character, because I remember when I read the script, the character was like a big, strong, and I was like, I was working with an acting coach at the moment, David Veramix,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, Marco, but the like Voika is the big guy, right? Strong. I'm the biggest, better fighter in the world. You cannot be more.
Yeah.
Let's go opposite. Let's play with the soft, with the romantic, with the seduction, like a snake. You know, you don't want to see two bulls fighting. It's boring,
Yeah.
right? So you have the bull versus the snake, you know. So then that's how this then that's how we start connecting with the movements of the hip when walking, you know, the all this background with the girl, you know, that gives that little emotionality and that feel of more soft and slippery, dangerous, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how we went, and I'm happy that Isaac kind of loved the approach, and he just went for it,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, man, and it came out pretty cool.
Well, I said this before, and I mean, I never said it verbally. I only said it on comments or in Instagram comments. But if I were a producer, like if I had $8-10 million,
Yeah.
I would contact Ernesto, and by Ernesto, everybody listening or watching, by Ernesto I mean Ernesto Diaz Espinosa, who is a writer director. I would get in touch with Ernesto to write and direct a Dolora spin-off with you, like
Oh,
not like a prequel, but like because I would like to know what happened to that character. Like, is he gonna be able to fight again, or is he gonna be maybe out of prison? You know, I don't know. I don't know. Some
yeah, yeah, that'll be cool. Yeah, yeah,
I,
yeah.
I really like that character. Like what we saw about Raul Quinones. You know, I like how he says chocolate.
Chocolate. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So how did you get that role in that movie? Like did you know Scott Atkins before
Oh, no,
then?
no, no. It was they called me because they told me they saw Kiltro, and I thought they heard about Kiltro. They saw some images about Kiltro, and they contacted me, and they were looking for the main villain, and they needed someone with the ability
Mhm.
to match Scott. You know, because Scott is a pretty good martial artist, and you don't have a good villain, you don't have a good movie. You
Yeah.
know, so at the end, it's like, especially in this type of movies that are all about that final crash in these two
Mhm.
stories, you know. So yeah, they contact me. It was just like a random connection email, and then I was like, wow, I couldn't believe it. And I was like, yeah, I was, you know, when I saw the Undisputed 2, I was like, wow, you know, amazing. This is the way you should do a martial arts fight scene. You know, this is the way. So I was very excited when that call happened. You know, and basically that movie made a lot of my career, man, because that movie was fans all around the world. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
Was
that
was
was a big step on for me with doing that movie.
was that one before or around Mirror's Man?
That was after Mirage Man. Mirage Man it was first Kiltro, then Mirage Man,
Mhm.
then Mandrill, and I was doing Mandrill kind of. I remember I was doing Mandrill, and then I got the call for Undisputed, and then I finished Mandrill, and then we did Redeemer.
Yeah, Redeemer is also pretty good. Yeah,
And
Redeemer.
actually, you can see in Redeemer how I was able to kind of absorb some of the shooting techniques or the feel of what Isaac was doing and what I learned in Undisputed. You know, Redeemer has these long takes and like camera movements, very kind of similar of what you see in Undisputed.
Yeah, Redeemer was another movie that to me, one of the most memorable things about this one is that fight, and I think because I contacted you before, and you got back to me because I was like, "Hey, Marco, how was that fight?" Because that fight that you had with Nelson,
Nelson, yeah.
I said it before. To me, that's one of the best one-on-one martial arts fights in movies in the last 15 or 20 years. That's
Wow.
that's how much I like it. In first place, I have. I'm sure you know it. Jackie Chan with Sensei Benny Urquidez,
Yes.
Wilson Mills. To me, that's the best one. And then there's another one that is close to it. You and Nelson. The other one that is close to it is the Donnie Yen in, I think it's Flashpoint.
Flashpoint, the one, yes, where he's using some MMA, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that they fall on that roof. Bah! Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I really like that one from Donnie Yen. Yeah.
So
And of course, Wilson Mills with a Jackie Chan and Benny the Jet. I love that fight. It's very good. I love that fight. Yes,
yeah,
the rhythm. I like that rhythm. And he's breaking the rhythm all the time. You know, I really like that. And I think sometimes we lose that in the fight choreography. What I'm seeing lately, that they fall into this rhythm of choreography, and then they just stay on that rhythm of choreography, and it loses that like snap and adrenaline. And you have that when you see Benny the Jet and Jackie. You know, like you see how like some of the moments are kind of real. You know, like he's waiting for the attack to intercept, so you feel that, and that's pretty cool. You know, and that's mixing the elements of having long takes, having long takes of long choreography, but suddenly having moments of realism, moments where you see the two guys waiting to try to surprise the other. So if you mix these two moments the proper way, then I think you get a very interesting choreography. You know.
Yeah, and do you remember how long it took you because you did the fighter choreography for the Redeemer movie.
Yeah.
So for that fight with Nelson,
Well, it's a co-creation. Like I make the final. Like I make the decision of where we're going, but of course I use a lot the talent that you're fighting. And as a fight choreographer, that's what you do. You the number one step of a good fight choreographer is to work with the right people. And sometimes they have a hard time when, for example, they need to the production put an actor there, and then the guy is not a real martial artist. Then you need to start like trying to find a good stuntman to work more with him. But then in the cuts, they want to cut more the actor in the cut, and then it limits what you can do, and it limits the choreography, right? So that's why it's a time where what Chad is doing, I think that's why he's changing the game. He's proven to the big studios and the big leagues of filmmaking that no, you can have a success blockbuster movie casting real people, real martial artists that can act and can perform a role, but they also can perform their action, and the audience and the fans appreciate that more, and you can have a success box office. And that's what John Wick has been proven, one after the other one after the other one. And I think that's why it's like a different game now. Like they're changing the game. And in my case, for example, with Nelson, what I did is like, okay, I have this fight. Of course, it needs to be a fighter for real. And then he's an MMA professional fighter. Like that's what he does. And then it was just me with him training couple days or couple weeks, kind of like adapting his fighting into a movie fighting, and then throwing ideas like, okay, doing like a little, not sparring, but yeah, like sparring. Okay, if I do this, what do you do? Okay, you respond like this. Yeah, that's a good idea. So then I can respond like this. Boom. So then we co-create, and then now you should take me to the ground. Okay, let's see if I do this, how you take me to the ground. Oh yeah, no, this one is better. Not this. So it's a co-creation. And then we end up putting together this thing and adapting then the camera. Okay, oh, this technique is cool. How we can shoot it. So the people that doesn't understand MMA kind of understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But today the audience is much more educated. They understand what is an armbar, what is a leg lock, or like whatever, like a transition in the floor, in the ground. Like, so it's pretty cool, like it's more fun. You have more things that you can do.
Yeah, that fight. I mean, it flows. It's like it's so smooth. All the transitions go like flowing. So it's a beautiful fight. And then you have Ernesto with the camera. Like he knows also how to shoot, because it's not his first time shooting martial arts fights.
Yeah. Ernesto, yeah. Well, of course, we've been working together since Kiltro, and we developed like a communication, and the way I will say in Latin America, he's the only one that could really shoot this type of action movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different language. It's a different animal. Like shooting a fight scene is a different deal, man. It's different.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen movies like Mexican movies. I have seen some from Latin America. I haven't seen many other than action movies like your movies. But so I am a little bit more familiar with the way they do action in Mexico. And I was reviewing some. It wasn't a Mexican movie, but it was a Mexican TV show. And I know TV and movies are two different animals, uh, but the action and in this case in Mexican for TV shows is not shot well. It's not exciting. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's how it is.
Yeah, well,
And,
but it's something new that they haven't done, but they at least have the interest and they start trying,
mhm.
and that's how they're gonna get better. Like that, they're gonna get better, and they'll get it eventually. And I think that will be cool, because it will give a lot of opportunity to people that are very talented to work. And we in Latin America, we have so much martial artists and people that love genre films and love martial arts, and I'm sure they will appreciate that, to see this type of genre coming from their own culture,
Mhm.
because it will be different stories. Like what happened with the Fist of the Condor. Like Fist of the Condor, we premiered at Rotterdam and in the US, and it was very successful. People really appreciated, the fans and everything, because they see something different. It's like they see the genre films that they like, but with a totally different take. Different music, different characters, different fighting forms. Everything is, but respecting and honoring what they love. And I think that's a very important thing to happen, because it's another way of expression and communication,
Mhm.
that can happen from Latin America to the world, collaborating to the genre,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now that you just mentioned about the different moves for, like, for instance, El Puño del Condor or Fist of the Condor, and you do some moves like animal moves. Huh? I've seen you,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
not only in the movie, but you do them also like on Instagram on your live.
Yes. It's because I've been incorporating different mobility and movements, to kind of keep my body all the time learning and trying new things. I don't want to just stick to one form. I
Yeah.
want my body to be trained to do whatever I want to do. Not, oh, I just kick this way and then that's the way to kick. No. I need to have my body ready to do whatever I need him to do.
Yeah, you move like with the four extremities, and you make it look so easy. I'm sure it's not easy, but you make it look like it's so easy.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty fun. And actually, the Fist of the Condor has a lot of that. You guys will enjoy it a lot. You saw it, right? You saw the Fist of the
Yeah,
Condor.
yeah, yeah. I've seen it twice. I've seen it twice. I watched it on Haya. I didn't have Haya, but I got Haya because of the Feast of the Condor, and now I'm keeping Haya. I'm gonna keep it until I get tired of it. But so far, I'm liking that platform. And anybody watching, El Puño del Condor or Fist of the Condor is already for pre-order, and I already pre-ordered it on Walmart, Walmart.com.
That's cool. Yeah. It's a fun movie, man, and I think it's gonna have some good specials behind the scenes. The DVD, the Blu-ray is gonna be pretty fun. So
Yeah,
I'm sure you guys will enjoy it.
yeah, that's what I got, that the Blu-ray. And anybody watching, if there's a Walmart, I mean, it's Walmart.com. That's what I pre-ordered it. Okay, we got some comments here. Nadia Shaheen, good night. Good night, Nadia. Thank you for watching. We have, it says, what about your workout? Yeah, Marco, what about your workout? Anything different that you have been doing recently, or?
Well, no, I do it like I said. I incorporate animal mobility, like animal flow, that is called. The people know it as animal flow, but I do it my own way. Like I add a lot of speed, and it's very dynamic. It's not like so static, like one position and one position. So it's more like different transitions and of mobility. But then I do like a high intensity, like training, like athletes, like for like explosive moves without rest, different circuit, like for example box jumps, jerks, kettlebell, jump into the box stuff, and then elastic bands and stuff like that, so you kind of mimic the effort of a fight or as a or martial art move or choreography for like an hour without stop and with little stop, so you raise your heartbeat doing explosive moves without burning the muscle, like not long repetitions where it burns. No. It's everything is short and explosive, but you do continuous like that with different exercise, so that it raise your heartbeat and you work all the time like the explosiveness.
Okay. Good. Keeping the body guessing. We have another question here. How much hours do you training by day? Like, yeah, but how many hours do you train, give or take?
Um, it's not a lot. Like today is like 1 hour, sometimes 1 hour and a half. But yeah, it's not a lot, but it's very, very intense. Like
Mhm.
trust me, more than that, yeah, it's very, very intense.
Mhm. I
So it's
remember.
not like going to the gym and chat with someone and then do the repetition and
Uh,
then people go, no, I go to the gym like for 4 hours every day. I'm like, yeah, right. Yeah.
2 hours talking, another
Okay.
hour. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I don't socialize in the gym. I just it's very intense. I track my heart with the polar so I can see the intensity of the heart go how when I reach my peaks and then how much I can rest to go again, and it's very scientifically calculated for to have an optimal performance and the most benefits.
I found you on Instagram almost 3 years now. Yeah, during in 2020. That's when I found you. Not ever, but that's when I started following you. That I found you on Instagram, and you were, remember, you were putting videos. You were like in a house by the beach.
Mm.
You were like training by yourself, and then sometimes you had like other people like teaching a class or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that was in quarantine. That
Uh,
was in Chile, in the beach of Pichilemu, and that's where Fist of the Condor was shot.
oh, it's a beautiful place then.
Yeah, that was a place that I was just staying there in a friend house because I didn't have a place to stay because I was living in LA. I traveled to Chile, and suddenly the quarantine hit, and then I'm like, oh, I cannot go back to the US, but
Yeah.
I don't have a place in Chile. So it's like, and then my friend is like, has a beach house. Like, man, you can just chill there. And then whenever this flu disappeared, but that thing ended up being like a year. It was crazy. So then I just start building little by little in my gym and start training and doing my meditations and my stuff like that, you know, and I was able to kind of create the Fist of the Condor while I was, you know, thinking what to do with life, you know.
Yeah, it was definitely was a difficult year. Manuel, Manuel, ¿cómo estás? Hey, una entrevista entre grandes. Gracias, Manuel, gracias por ver.
Grande, Manuel. Abrazo, hombre.
Tenemos who else? Oh yeah, Nadia. What kind of movies do you like more, Marco?
Movies for me to watch, I like, you know, I'm not really a big guy for like action films. I like movies that can, you know, that makes me feel, that touch a little bit things inside, you know. So The Way of Water, you know the movie de Benicio del Toro, what was the name of that movie?
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro. Eso, Guillermo del Toro. Shape of Water. I love that movie, for example. I love that movie.
Best Picture. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, it's a lot of movies. The Dancer in the Dark of Bjork. I love that movie. Very, very emotional. You know, I don't know. I like to go and get an experience. I don't care what type of movie. I just like when the movie makes you feel and get in touch with your emotions. You know.
Now that you're talking about that, last night I went to see, and I wasn't like, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna watch it just because I've seen everything else. So I wasn't very excited, but I had a very decent time. I went to watch the movie, the big George Foreman, the bio. I had a very good time, like better time than I thought I was gonna have.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah. Okay, we have here alive. Yeah, alive. Martial arts. Yeah, martial arts. Yeah, definitely keep you alive. Have your spirit too. Undisputed 3 tuvo una de las peleas más memorables de la última década. Así, Manuel, claro que sí. Creo que sí. Realmente veías y sentías a Boyka y a Raúl como dos armas mortales enfrentándose.
Sí, gracias, hombre. Sí, fue muy bonita experiencia, la verdad. Muy, muy contento con esa película y bueno, de ahí siempre nos mantuvimos conectados con Scott y con ganas de hacer más cosas. Y bueno, después hicimos Savage Dog juntos también. Y bueno, y nos encontramos en John Wick, así que siempre hemos estado como medio conectados ahí. Muy, muy buena persona, muy buen ser humano, Scott, la verdad.
We have another question here. You use triple leads. I don't know what. I don't get the triple leads. I don't get that. Sorry, I don't get that. What I mean by triple leads. We got Manuel. Me gusta cómo cambian el estilo de combate. Obviamente depende del personaje. Lo sientes entre la pelea de Marco y Scott en Savage Dog y en Undisputed. Sí, lo que estábamos ahorita mencionando.
Sí, es por eso que esa película estaba muy entretenida, me gustó mucho porque era totalmente otra historia, otra época, otro estilo de pelea. Fue muy entretenido hacer Savage Dog después de haber hecho Undisputed y poder traer totalmente un enfoque distinto de coreografía, de estilos y todo. Así que sí, entretenida esa película también. Lo pasamos muy bien.
Ajá, sí, recuerdo esa. Creo que todavía está en Netflix, me parece que todavía está ahí.
No sé.
The Fist of the Condor, you fight like an animal, like you're moving like an animal.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, because the Fist of the Condor, the big challenge was to create our version of a martial arts style that comes from Latin America with the condor that is our national animal in our flag. So I needed to experiment with this mobility, and also was a line of what I was doing at that time with my training. So the Fist of the Condor reflects my journey as a martial artist. In the when I talk about nutrition, when I talk about training, when we talk about philosophy, it's a very like a personal movie that I was able to share all my notes with the director so he can write the script and he can tell this story, and that was pretty cool. So yeah, it was fun and it came out pretty cool. I'm really happy with the movie, and I hope we can continue telling the story. That's why it's cool that you guys support it and get it. Whatever you guys can get it and support it, because I really want to continue telling the story.
Yeah, guys. Anybody watching? This is the Condor. You can watch it on Haya. It's a platform. It's like $3.99 a month, or you can pre-order the movie. It's gonna come out mid-May, I believe, right?
Yeah, like I think the 23 or 24th of May.
Yeah, yeah. Just I went to Walmart. I mean, you can go to different places, but I got a Walmart.com. In this film, you're the perfect fighter. We were talking about Face of the Condor. Uh, we have another question. Cinemaniac78. Oh yeah. How you doing? We follow each other on Twitter. How did you like working with Robert Rodriguez?
Awesome, man. Robert is the master himself. He's like very big inspiration. Um, like he was the one that inspired us with Ernesto to go out with the camera and just shoot, and just, like this spirit of like, just do it and create your own opportunities. And then having a call from Robert and working with him in Machete Kills, and then after that we did From Dusk Till Dawn, and we continued this relationship with him, and then he invited to participate in Alita, and we did the movie, the music video with Demi Lovato. It's like, yeah, man, I'm always like waiting for that to work again in Austin, doing whatever, like always working with him is so much fun. He has it like this family, put together, very warm, and the way he makes movies. I like to work all the time with him. Like I would love to work again soon. Yeah, he's cool because he's playing his guitar. He's having fun. He enjoys it so much, and he knows exactly what he needs from each take. And he's kind of like, you can see that he's editing the movie while he's shooting. Kind of in his brain, he's kind of knows exactly everything. It's pretty cool to see him work.
Yeah, I like to see him. It's on YouTube. Whenever they did the premiere of Kill Bill, he's with Quentin Tarantino, and he's playing the Malagueña Salerosa with the electric guitar.
Oh yeah.
It's awesome. That version of the song is off. It's really cool. It's like a rock version of it. It's an amazing version. I really like it. Not that long ago, maybe a few days ago, it was announced that they're talking on, or is in develop the sequel for Alita Battle Angel.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that would be awesome, man. Well, I'm ready. So whatever, like, I would love to be part of it. You never know these things. You just, I know exactly the same that you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Read the news.
Because
be ready, because you never know. Suddenly you receive a call. Hey man, next week you gotta come here. I'm like, okay. That's why it's like I'm always training, because it's like you're training for a competition that you don't know when is gonna be the competition.
Yeah.
You're getting ready for a tournament that you don't know the date. So it's like that's how I approach it. So that's why I try to stay in my 80%, 90%, 80%, because if I get a call, I just tweak. If they want me heavier, I just switch my diet, and in a month I can gain weight, or I can stay lean, or but I needed to be in a point where I can do this in a very short time. And I don't need a long time to get ready, because then you're not gonna have enough time.
Yeah. I told you on Instagram in the comment section, so you don't know it was me, but it was me. But on the John Wick 4, you, you got bigger for that
Yeah,
role.
yeah,
You look really big. I remember
yeah.
because you can see, and is it because all of the marquises, like all of his guards, everybody who's wearing those gray suits, all of them are like big guys, huh?
Yeah, yeah, they were big. Actually, I was the smaller man. All the guys that when I arrived to the hotel, you'll see that I was the shortest. There was like these huge guys, like very tall, big, you know. But I was kind of, I was in, I will say I always stay around that weight. I don't move too much up and down unless a role requires. But because of the way I dial nutrition, and I've been studying all my life, how to, move those macros around and all that, then I can lean pretty quick. I can gain some of the kilos, pretty quick, because it's you play with the macros, and then your body will respond. My body tends to go up pretty easy, to develop like very heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that I try to all the time stop that, because I like to feel light when I'm training, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I can tweak whatever is required. Oh, this role I want to be bigger, then I just like tweak it a little bit, and in matter of weeks I start looking heavier. Boom, boom, boom. It's crazy.
Yeah,
So
it was. It's a good look, and then you got the goatee going on, and the size, and the nice suit. Those suits are really cool. Um,
yeah,
you made it in a lot of my favorite scenes. I mean, I love that movie, John Wick 4. As of right now, it's my favorite of the year. I know it's what May, but as of right now, that's my favorite of the year. Um, you made it like the Osaka hotel scene. That's one of my favorites. Uh, the one in when you're fighting in France in the roundabout with all those cars.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's something that I don't think many people have seen. I mean, I never seen, like, when you're talking about movies, an action scene with people driving cars and hitting.
Yeah, no,
How difficult was that to shot that one? I mean,
no, man. The whole movie was a big challenge, because especially imagine you're running, and then you have cars running against you, towards you, and then it's like you gotta lose focus, because you make a mistake and you're crashing with a car. You know what I'm saying? That is so. Yeah, man. It's like you need to be very present, very focused.
mhm.
But well, the stunt team is the best in the world. So of course everybody's well trained and everything, but still there's a lot of adrenaline running. You got the cars going, the dogs, and everything happening, and everything is so detailed, and everything is such well choreographed and prepared. So just you need to be focused and do your job.
I have a question about John Wick 3 because when I saw it, I'm like, oh, I was like, oh, it's on the stairs. Um, there's a dog. That dog bites you in the crotch, in between their legs. How does that? How do you guys film that so nobody gets hurt?
Yeah, well, the dogs, they are trained to attack like a green little thing, right? So they put that on your waist, and then they erase it by BFX, and they just add some layers of the suit, and then you cannot tell that he's biting, something else. And they put protection on you, so it's very strong protection. So then nothing, you're
Okay,
safe. But still, it's like feels crazy that you have a dog like that coming towards you, and just you know
biting you
all
there.
in, like crazy. Mhm.
I was like, what? How did you guys do that? Manuel dice, la otra vez me tocó grabar con Ernesto en La Serena y recuerdo que le conté de cómo Filtro me impulsó a realizar cine de acción en Chile. Lo iniciaron cuando nadie lo estaba haciendo. Así que gracias.
Bueno, muchas gracias, hombre.
Sí, a Manuel está bien, ahorita con, ocupado con, está haciendo una película, la segunda parte de una película. de acción. Se mantiene ocupado. Cinematic 78. That's really great to hear. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Yeah, thank you, Marco. Thank you for sharing your experience in the movies. Nadia, Marco se atrevió a realizar sus propias películas. Okay, sí, así es.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, I think that's that's I feel what it started my career. Like thanks to the influence of Robert and just going out there and shoot, and that got me into festivals. Those festivals got me in the eyes of like Isaac and Scott, or that got me to Dolor and Disputed, and then same Robert saw my movies, and then that's why he invited me to Machete Kills. So it was not like the traditional way of doing an audition and then just getting a role. I did that, some of that also,
Mhm.
but my career, I say that it started because doing co-creating my own path, kind of thing.
All right, we have just a few more questions, and then we'll wrap it up. He says, "Is John Wick 4 a lot of stunt? What told you, or who told you about this?"
What you told about this?
Mm.
Um, I don't understand the question. What's so
Yeah,
if John Wick is, I don't understand the what's.
yeah. I guess a lot of stunt. Well, I guess there's a lot of stunt work in the movie, so maybe it has to do.
Oh
Maybe,
yeah, so me as a character, I do as much as they allow me to do, because even though there's a stunt that I can try to do, they were sometimes they prefer to protect the actors just in case, because all the stunts are high, they have a high risk.
mhm.
Same with Keanu and with all the actors, right? So sometimes when it's going to be a hard like stunt, they put a stuntman, because they're professionals to do like hard car hits, like high falls and stuff like that. I'm not a professional on car hits. I'm not a professional on high falls. So I can fight and I do my martial arts and I could do like the basic stunts like falling and stuff like that. But when it comes to like going into that level that you see in John Wick, of course they have people that are specialized to do this type of stunts. And of course, even though if you try it and you can learn it and you do it, they rather save it, because if you get injured or you get hurt, then there's a big problem for the production, right?
Yeah,
Because then now your character, how you gonna continue doing your character if you hurt yourself?
yeah,
So it's an insurance thing too.
yeah, yeah. Because if you get hurt or somebody gets hurt, I mean, it's gonna be very expensive because they had to keep shooting the movie. And
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly. That's why there's the whole unit that is specialized on that, and there's people that they have much less chances to get hurt because they kind of done it, in a way.
yeah. So yeah, so I'm gonna wrap it up with this. El puño del cóndor. Me gustó bastante. Like I said, I already pre-ordered it. Uh, I like the way it's like a love letter to the kung fu movies. Like I saw a lot of that style, and the way Ernesto shot it, like beautiful landscape and cinematography. It has like I like how it was divided in chapters. Like I was thinking like what's another movie that has chapters like that? uh, like the way they tell the story, like through chapters, and how some of those beautiful shots kind of reflect the title of the chapter. For instance, I don't know if it's chapter 9, one of the last ones, voltage, right?
Yeah.
And I said, I'm not gonna give spoilers, okay? And
Uh,
he's having a fight. He's fighting with somebody, and then he's running out of the voltage, right? And then you see the light going off, and then the voltage comes back, the energy comes back, and the electricity comes back again. Things like that. I was like, you know, I appreciate little artistic things like that in a movie, in an action movie. So, I mean, I'm glad
that's
that
cool, man.
yeah, and like I was telling everybody, go and check out Fist of the Condor, and God willing, hopefully we'll have, like Marco said, hoping to get continue with the story. Any projects any news that you may have, maybe uh, right now, or is it too soon to say anything?
No, well, I cannot say much, but of course there's some work, there's some projects on the works, and then we'll see what's going to happen. So nothing, but soon. Hopefully, I'll have some news soon.
All right, all right. Marco, no te vayas, pero ya vamos a terminar. Thank you everybody for watching, and I appreciate you guys, and thank you for bringing questions for Marco and for showing support. Again, showing support to this channel and showing support to Marco and everything that he does in Hollywood to keep us entertained with movies, martial arts, nutrition. Follow him on Instagram. He's on Instagram. He's very active on Instagram. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and we're going to see you soon. Thank you, Marco.
Thank you, man.